Hi, grade 9s. I wanted to go over this test question with the walk where the person was walking from their home to a store, and then they stopped at the store. That's this section here. They kept walking to their friend's house, dropped off a popsicle, and then walked back home. So that's the things that are happening during each section of these. And some people had some trouble with figuring out how far the distance and the time were for each section of the line. So here, I'm just going to highlight here this first section from A to B. So when we're looking at the distance, we start at 0 and we're going up to 300. The distance is like the rise if we made our rate triangle. So for AB, the distance is 300 minus 0, which means that they walked 300 meters. So they went from 0 up to 300. That's 300 meters total. Okay. The time would be starting at 0 and ending at 5 because it's halfway in between the 4 and the 6. So here I'm going to put time is 5 where it ended minus 0, so it's 5. And again, the distance, it's like the rise, and the time is like run. If you're having trouble with that, it's very similar to ROC. And then the speed is distance divided by time. So here it's 300 divided by 5, which was 60, and we always want to put our units meters per minute. So that's for the first section. The next section, B to C. This is the person has walked from A, their home, to the store. Then they're stopping at the store. This is the part where they're buying something at the store. So I'm going to highlight this in purple, and I'll keep this all color coded here. So for B to C, my distance, how far did they walk? They started at 300 and they ended at 300. So they didn't go at all. They didn't move anywhere at all. So it would be 300 minus 300, which is 0. They went 0 meters because they were standing still at the store. And then the time was from 5 to 8. So they went from 5 to 8. You can count 1, 2, 3 squares across, or you can subtract 8 minus 5, which is 3. So they went 0 meters for 3 minutes. Then the speed there is 0 divided by 3, which is 0 meters per minute because they weren't walking. They were stopped at the store. So that's for line segment BC. The next line goes from C to D. This one, they are walking from the store further away from their house to their friend's house. So I'm going to highlight this one in pink. I'll go over that a little bit, make sure you can see the color. So for C to D, our distance here, we have to look across, and it's getting kind of full of colors here, but if I was making my rate triangle, say like this, the distance is how far up. It's like the rise. So they started at 300. There's a lot of stuff happening at this 300, and they ended at 900. So they went from 300 meters to 900 meters. So that means that altogether they went 600 meters. So 900 minus 300, is 600 meters. That's how far they went altogether. The time, I'm looking, they started leaving the store at 8 minutes and they got to their friend's house at 16 minutes. So they went from 8 minutes to 16 minutes. That's 16 minus 8. It took them 8 minutes to walk. And then the speed that they were walking, 600 divided by 8, that's 75 meters per minute. Okay, so the other thing they asked was direction. Most people got this pretty well. For AB, they were walking away because they're going away from their house. BC, they're not moving, they're staying still. And then CD, they're going away some more. The last line segment is from D to E. So I'm going to highlight this one in another color and draw in a right triangle for this. So from D to E, the distance, they started here at 900 meters away from their house, and they ended back here at 0 meters away from their house. So they went all 900 meters on their way back home. So I'm going to say 900 minus 0 is 900 meters. And the time, how long did this take them? When they started at point D, it was at 16 minutes. And when they ended at point E, it was at 28 minutes. So it's 28 minus 16, which is 12 minutes. And I think this was a common kind of problem that sometimes people forgot to say, well, where did I start at? And a number of people just said 28 minutes for DE because that's where it ended. But if you're only looking at this piece from here to here, that's not 28 minutes. You have to figure out how many minutes from the start of that line till the end of that line. And then the speed is 900 over 12, which is also 75 meters per minute. And this is towards home. And just kind of filling in the direction. This one was away from a home. We said on the purple one that they were stopped, not moving, or stopped. And then at the very first one, the orange one, they were also going away from home. So then the other questions that I asked you said, the first one, how long did it take him to reach the store? So remember, this was walking to the store, and then the purple part was stopped at the store. So when did he get to the store? It was at point B, which was 5 minutes. Okay, how do you know? Because that's where he stopped. That's where the line went flat. He wasn't walking anymore because he had gotten to the store. How far away was the store? Again, how far away is point B? It's 300 meters from his house. And how long was he at the store? That's that flat purple line. And we know that time is 3 minutes. How far away is his friend's house? So a couple different answers that I was okay with. The friend's house was 600 meters away from the store because the amount of distance in this pink line was 600, or some people said it was the 900 meters away from his house. Either one of those is okay. And then how long did it take him to walk home? That's the amount of time in that green line where he's coming home from his friend's house, which was 12 minutes. So I hope that that's a little bit more understandable and that can help you to correct some of the problems or questions you might have about that last quiz.